If you feel like a people pleaser, worry about what others think about you, or you've just been angry at something or someone lately, then you'll want to hear me out to the end. A couple of days ago I found out I was disgustingly betrayed, and I'm going to share a couple of things about myself that no one knows about yet, and what Blue Lock has to do with it all. Blue Lock shattered the norms of anime. A sports anime of all things to write a philosophy like that is just unheard of. To 15-second recap the show, 5 teams of 11 strikers compete to go through to the next stage in order to become Japan's next top star. The top 2 teams on points go through, which is what you would expect, but what makes Blue Lock is the second rule. The top 3 goal scorers from the losing teams also go through, meaning no matter how well your team does, if you do well enough, you go through. And this is where things get exciting. This is what changed Blue Lock from a football anime to one of the most insane and unique series I've watched in a while. One that focuses on the benefits of being selfish. And that is a very interesting discussion. This channel is about positivity, but for a quick moment, let's throw out a cold truth, which isn't often discussed in anime because we don't want to be delusional. Of course, your friends will be great to you, or they certainly should be if you consider them a friend, but there's plenty of just scum out there, and betrayals can come from the person you'd last expect it from, and Blue Lock does not shy away from this at all. Kuon is actually the one who had a huge part in organising the team together. The brutal truth is, everyone will face betrayal at some point in their life. Hopefully not in the same way I did a couple of days ago, but it's something you honestly need to be somewhat prepared for. But even if you don't go through that, you know by now there's plenty of people out there who are just awful. Except here's the thing, if you fell over and hurt yourself around a group of strangers, what do you think their first instinct would be? Or they'd help you, they'd check if you're okay. The overwhelming majority of people are at least decent for the most part. Even in the world of Blue Lock, there was only one, arguably 2 betrayals. In fact, Kunigami could have actually betrayed the rest of his team after the first goal. He was the top goal scorer, the team was looking weak, he could have just as easily turned games into 12v10s and gone through. Now of course, some, not all but some, of those same people are just nice and not actually kind, and they would toss you to the side for their personal gain given half a chance. Which is why, and this isn't something that's said enough, especially to young guys, there's times where you should be damn angry. There is nothing wrong with anger, and when done properly, there is nothing wrong with acting on that anger either. I don't mean hitting people, I mean expressing it. There's a lot of people, myself included, especially my younger self, who put up with way too much. We might see something as being selfish, but really it isn't. It's just treating yourself equally to everyone else. I've definitely made a ton of progress in this in the last few years. I think there's a lot of people who would honestly benefit from being more selfish. You know, call that person out, cancel that plan you don't want to go to, walk away from that situation you don't like. It's not selfish. Stand up for yourself because some people will relentlessly take advantage of you otherwise. You matter. The way you feel matters. You deserve to be treated like a human being. You've every right to be damn angry if you aren't. Around a year ago, I dated a girl for about 4 weeks who manipulated, lied, and treated me like complete garbage. And I was too terrified to call her out in case I dared upset her or anything. I lost over 20 pounds in a month from the stress and was utterly miserable because I was too afraid to be selfish. I kept going with it because I never learned to stand up for myself. This video has gone way off course from Blue Lock, and I almost considered fully remaking it as a result, but I think a lot of guys need to hear this. It's fine to piss people off. Be a good person, but being a good person doesn't mean you don't stand up for yourself and you keep everyone happy with you. Not only is that just not possible, but it's not actually being good, it's probably just being scared. And likewise, being angry doesn't make you a bad person. Calling out someone who's wronged you doesn't make you a bad person. You're not a bad person for wanting to be treated like a person. And so what do I actually think Blue Lock treats us? Sure, there's times where you're gonna have to work with people, and that is most of the time. But God, there is times where you need to just be damn selfish and don't feel a shred of remorse for it. I know this is very different to my other videos, especially the Mob Psycho ones, but I think it's a very important lesson that there are times where you do have to just draw the line. And there's definitely going to be more Blue Lock videos because although it's not as kind of positive and cheery as some of the other stuff, there's some very real, very grounded, very practical takeaways from it. So I think this is one of the many things we learn from Blue Lock.